Wow. So my inner 10-year-old is squealing right now. So if you guys watched my last Collection Earth video, then you got to see my amazing Super Sailor Chibi Moon doll that my friend Stacy sent me. Well, lo and behold, right as I was getting her, my friend Lisa up in Canada sends me this amazing find. So this is the world's first ever Sailor Chibi Moon doll. And I'm going to put a link into the description. Lisa and I are part of several different Sailor Moon groups. I'm mostly a shopper there, but I sometimes sell a little bit, but I mostly just use it for shopping. If you look for, I hope I'm saying your name right, Lisa Nassy-Harrison on the groups that I'm going to link, she is my favorite seller in Canada, and she has some amazing stuff. She's constantly getting in official Sailor Moon merchandise. She's got old stuff from the 90s. She's got brand new stuff. She knows where to find some really great Sailor Moon items. So I highly encourage you, check her items out. You're probably going to end up buying stuff from her. I totally know that. So this is the world's first ever Sailor Chibi Moon doll, and this box has had quite a bit of age to it. I made a post on the Codename Sailor Earth Facebook page not too long ago that I was going to start unpacking and decarding a lot of my dolls and my action figures, because here's the thing, the plastic that companies around the world usually use for dolls and for action figures, it's not supposed to last forever. Okay, back in the 90s, people were all the rage about, for example, Barbie dolls that were NRFB, never removed from box. And certainly the collector's value is much higher if the doll has the original box. But here's the issue. The plastic for a lot of packaging, it's thinner than cheap kids' Halloween mask plastic. So the plastic deteriorates after about, give or take, 20 to 30 years. This one came out in 1994, I believe. So you can imagine just how much this box has seen. Most Sailor Moon boxes hold up pretty well, but here the plastic is definitely aging. We see it with Japanese Bandai dolls, with Irwin figures. I've seen it a lot with Irwin's little action figure sets. So it's very important to get the old plastic off of the dolls as quickly as you can. That way it doesn't adhere itself to the doll and make things really weird. So I'll be handling this box pretty soon. It's seen a lot of sun damage, but that doesn't really negate the cool factor, because in the first place, although originally this box would have had a lot of yellow to it and a lot of other colors going on, some reds in there, because of how it's faded, it went from kind of pink to super Chibiusa pink. So I feel like the sun fading isn't so much damage as much as it is adding to, the cool factor. It's like her energy turned this different colored box pink. And that's how I take it, and that's why I think it's cool. So yeah, on the front, we've got Sailor Chibi Moon. Oh, I was right, 94. And on the sides, we've got pictures of Luna, Sailor Moon, Artemis. Oh, this is what I wanted to mention too. You guys have gotten me a couple of times over the years because on my older Moon Sisters pages, I referred to the series as Sailor Moon, one word. And you guys are like, Earth, why are you doing that? Well, this is why. A lot of Bandai merchandise originally had the series as just Sailor Moon, one word. I mean, you even see that in the writing here, if you can read in Japanese. Even the first American Sailor Moon brooch had just Sailor Moon as one word on the side. So that's why I used to use it. Now we've all agreed to separate it and capitalize the letter M, so now we all refer to it as Sailor Moon, like the character. But back then, like, Chibiusa's like, get on with it. Back then, like, that's how the series used to be written on the Japanese merchandise, so that's why I did it on Moon Sisters. We've got a nice picture of Sailor Moon and the inners. On the back of the box, we have, I don't know how well you can see this. Let me bring the box a little closer. Okay. So this is one of the little play sets you could get. It was sort of like a jewelry box that opened up, and there were like little purses and necklaces you could put inside, and trinkets for you, the collector, as well. And then, I'm not sure how many of these outfits actually made it to market. These are Sailor Moon prototype dolls. Originally, they planned to have a lot of the Sailor Moon dolls with different outfits. Some of them got made, and there were a few dolls that were just in regular clothes and not their sailor uniforms, but not all of them made it. And you can tell these are prototypes because her arms bend. Sailor Moon dolls' arms, they don't bend. Not in Japan, not in Hong Kong, and not in America. So it's really interesting to see. This is for the Sailor Moon Boutique playset, which there is a commercial for on YouTube. Again, I'm not sure how much of this made it to market as we see it, but it's really cool to see these prototypes. Oh, one more thing too. The boutique came with this little thing that lets you put like water-based makeup on the dolls, like little hearts and little stars. That was pretty interesting. I mean, it's not something you ever see in the anime or in the manga, so I thought that was kind of interesting. There's instructions on the back for the stand, and a picture of Sailor Moon. Oh hey, it even tells you how much the playsets would have been. That's nice. That's very nice. Wonder how much that translates to in today's dollars, because I know the yen's changed since then. There's all the legal information and telephone numbers. I'm not presuming we would need to call them, but I thought that was interesting there. Oh, there's little hearts. Let me turn that right side around. There's little hearts. I didn't even catch that. And on the other side, this part's held up a little bit well. We've got Sailor Mercury, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Venus, and Sailor Mars. Gotta love that Season 1 art there. And a better version of the logo there. Oh, another neat thing about the packaging too, a lot of the foreign Sailor Moon dolls have this little heart locket. They eventually redraw it for Chibiusa, but it actually was used on Sailor Moon products before Chibiusa came around. So anyway, I thought that was cool. And now, because there's a lot of like damaged plastic to get through, I'm just going to do a jump cut so it doesn't like wreck your ears. So, jump cut! Okay, so I brought this up in the last video. Like I said, with older Sailor Moon dolls, both in America and in Japan, a lot of times they put regular rubber bands in their hair. And as you can see, the rubber band has gotten old. It's turning like poo-poo brown and black in some places. And I need to get the rubber bands off immediately. Otherwise, it's going to adhere to her hair, and then I might have to cut some of it off. And I don't want to do that because she's got nice... Okay, so it's a little old, but it's still really cool hair. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another jump cut, and the next time you see her hair, these grody little rubber bands are not going to be there anymore, and we're going to save this and give her a nice combing. Jump cut! And there we are. No more grody rubber bands. Got some nice clean hair ties. And as you can see, there's a little speck, there we go, from the rubber band. We had a little issue where it tried to adhere to her hair, but fortunately I got it all off in time. Now, another thing I could have done was I could have just washed her hair, which I usually do with a lot of dolls, but because of how her earrings are, I figured I would just let it be for today and just brush it a little bit. So that's where I'm at right now. Now her earrings, they were originally a pearl metallic pink, but I don't know if you can tell on the camera or not, because of age, the pink paint is starting to just disappear, so it's just going to be straight gold earrings. A lot of the Bandai Sailor Moon dolls, they would just put like this thin metallic paint on the earrings. It would start off with like silver earrings, and then just they'd paint it a different color, and then the paint just kind of wears off over time. So it's like pink turning into gold. And she's got a cute little face. Very soft pink lips. You almost can't even tell. And she's got a red gem on her tiara. And her hair is, well, it's soft-ish. It's a little silky, but there's definitely some age going on with it. At one point, this was like a baby pink, but now it's aged to sort of a peachy pink. And that's kind of typical of a lot of Chibiusa dolls from this time period. And her hair is sort of, I'd say, medium length. So when you put it in pigtails, it's almost as bubbly as we see it in the anime. But it's a little longer than that. Her locket is gold with a painted on pale, almost white pink heart. And her costume is a super bright bubblegum pink. Like, this is the pink that you see on strawberry frosted donuts. And look at these tiny hands. And she's got little pink boots. And you notice she doesn't have the moons yet. She earns the moons when she becomes Super Sailor Chibi Moon. But because she's still in training here, she doesn't have the moons yet. She's got the same fabric on her underwear as her bodice. Bold red bows. And now we're going to get her gloves and her choker on. Jump cut! Okay, and there we are, all dressed. The gloves almost didn't want to come on because her hands are just so tiny. But I was able to fit the gloves on. And then for her choker, it's pink with a little pink heart in the center, just as we would see in the anime. Move the hair out of her face. There we go. Now let's take a look at her accessories. She comes with a crystal clear stand. This is kind of typical for a lot of early Bandai dolls. This is what I was alluding to in the first video there. And then she came with her wand, which is very well detailed. It was metallic pink, and you can actually see it better on this side, that it's metallic pink, but again, it's painted like her earrings, and some of it is wearing off due to age. So on one side it's gold with like a little pink tinge, and the other side it's straight pink. And what's interesting too is how tiny it is. It will fit perfectly in her hand on a 1-to-1 scale. And you might be wondering, well, hey, isn't that the same wand that they used for the Irwin Chibi Moon doll? Nope. That's the one they used for the Irwin American Chibi Moon doll. Just big and gold and a little bit heavier. So I thought that was interesting. And as you recall, a lot of the Japanese dolls came with pseudo trading cards. And this one's no different. The first card she came with it has a picture of her as a little girl hugging Neo Queen Serenity from the end of Sailor Moon R. And for those who are still new to the fandom, that's Sailor Moon when she's all grown up. So there you go. And then the second card is Sailor Moon in her new S attack. Why didn't they give us another Chibiusa? Don't worry, as you saw in the other video, they gave us extra Chibiusa cards with Super Sailor Chibi Moon. So now that she's all together, you might be wondering, how does she stack up with the other versions of her from this toy line? Well, let me show you. So here's the Chibiusa doll. And here is Super Sailor Chibi Moon. There we go. So a lot of people don't know this when they start collecting the Chibi Moon dolls. They are all different sizes. Bandai really took a little bit of effort here. Let me go and stand her up a little bit better. So they're slightly different in size because Chibiusa grows as soon as her powers start up. So, like, we first see Chibiusa and she's tiny. So she's got a big round head and she's the shortest of the bunch. And then as Sailor Chibi Moon, we see she stands up taller. She's a little bit taller. Her hair's a little bit longer. And her face is a little bit more defined. And then as Super Sailor Chibi Moon, she's even taller. And her face is more mature now. And her hair is an awful lot longer. So that's really neat that they allow the character to grow up via the dolls. I think that's a really cool feature and makes it even more fun to collect them. So there you have it. Now I've got Chibi Moon, and I've got Super Sailor Chibi Moon, and I've got Chibiusa. I'm just so thrilled. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you again to Lisa and to Stacy for helping me make this amazing dream come true. And I'll see you guys soon.